What's up, guys? MSI's almost here, and I know a bit about PSG. I mean, naturally, you got guys like Maple, right? Trongia, and then Ozzy. I remember Ozzy because I literally scouted him last year. Like, I actually put time into scouting him, and of course, he played at Worlds, and I'll be honest, he didn't really measure to actually some of the expectations I thought he might have going into it, so that was kind of depressing. Maple, I haven't seen this guy actually in a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. And Junjia, I mean, that's like the most obvious, like, best player like everyone recognizes. Betty, that's pretty old. Woody, I don't know anything about. Evi, Forest, Dasher, Marble. I know about their top side, their bot side, not so much. And honestly, this is just some fast reviews because I need to know what the hell's going on going into Flying West versus PSG. And I do not want to make any, how would I say it? I don't want to make any assumptions. Let's say that. No assumptions. Plus, I can kind of tell, like, what's their meta like. So we got Lucian, Kalista, and Varus all gone. Man, I really hate the black and white. I don't really like that.
Yeah. So first picks that kind of stand out at the moment are Ahri, though teams have been shying away from the Ahri later into the tournament.
Yesterday, better on Ahri was very scary. Ahri stands out to me.
So they basically ban only bot laners, and then there's a Sejuani ban for Forest.
Yeah, has no counters, essentially.
Is this Reach Orianna first pick? Oh, okay. So Maple's playing Ahri. Is this when Smolder was still good? It's been a little bit because we're on 14-8. 14-9 approaching. Smolder. Be Sin for Mr. Forest. That I get. Zeri Rakan. I mean, at this point, it's like, I mean, they have Ahri, you have Lee Sin. I don't know if I'm actually the biggest fan of picking Ori here. Like, doesn't sound very enticing. You literally could just pick Azir at this point. Oh, actually, you know what? At this point, Azir might still be banned. Like, literally, like comp banned. So it's probably no Azir up. I would definitely just pick Talia. I mean, it makes no sense not to pick Talia. Like, it's Rakan, it's Zeri, it's Ahri. Like, it's literally perfect to pick Talia here. If they needed to pick a support. I mean, at this point with Smolder, Nautilus banned. I mean, it's like Thresh. But I probably would pick Talia. It's definitely a way better power pick in the moment. Annie! I mean, it's okay, but I'm not as fun as it. Fun for it. Vi bad. So, there are jungler bans they have to throw out of him. Kindred is actually... Is Kindred that good? Actually, Kindred's not the best. I only say that because if you pick Kindred, like, they can go, like, a mesh of, like, Gragas and, keep in mind, Smolder would spread all of his shit on top of everyone, so the second, like, that R ends, you're probably all dead. So not exactly the best of picks, per se, but, like, definitely, I think, oh, Kindred, maybe. Xin Zhao is another obvious pick. What do they need to ban? Supports? Tops? Evi? Cassante? Maybe? Maybe they throw a Cassante ban at him? And we would ban what? Is there really a lot of supports I like with Smolder in the end? Because you're not going to pick an Enchanter. It'd be really bad. Brahm's actually, like, fine.
Yeah, so this used to be a popular pick into the Ahri a little bit earlier into the split. I think Showmaker and LCK was playing Annie into Ahri a lot initially, but I think everyone's just gone away from the Annie pick.
TF.
And we saw
right.
PCS, play quite a bit.
Oh, really? You're worried about TF with this comp?
Well, we saw Trellias, we saw Rylai's.
Wukong. Right. Rek'Sai top, huh? I feel like that's not as menacing the deal. Alistar.
A solid support champion doesn't really mind being
Yeah, Softbank really favoring the Alistar lately. Just played 2 games of it yesterday and looked pretty incredible on the champ, especially in the early game skirmishes. And Softbank looked incredible in every 2v2, 3v3, 4v4 up against CFO.
Now, RJ, what will he be blind picking?
Yeah, Cassante,
It's probably Cassante or anything, to be honest.
Aatrox used to be quite popular.
Yeah, not even for RJ though, right? He picked Aatrox as an answer a couple times. Okay, Rumble, yeah. So we've seen Eevee go up against Rumble exactly one time,
Yeah, with
and
Pacific.
he suffered.
Yeah.
He was a strong lane.
There's a lot of early power here. And so, what's probably the most obnoxious thing for SHG at this point is that, so they had 3 junglers, Vi, Wukong, and Xin Zhao. So he plays Wukong, which is obvious because Wukong is a carry. Then we have Mr. Rumble, who is obviously like one of the strongest top lines and just general picks in top lane to create pressure. And since you have a negative bot lane, having a really strong pick top will do a lot of work. So what does Evi take? Like, he can do Cassante still into this. He can play, I mean, he could play Aatrox. I think that's it. Like, what else is he gonna play? TF is banned. You're gonna play what? Quinn? Kennen? I don't think there's like a legitimate counter to this situation.
Which is a really tough matchup. You shouldn't really be dying, and typically you have angles to look at kills if you do rush him once you do level like 9, 10.
Yeah, you're definitely used to. I'm not sure since the Cassante nerfs if he can. He's lost the Q on his all out Q. The slow on his
Yeah,
all
and
out
movement
Q.
speed on E as well while he's all out. So there's quite a lot of mobility lost for Cassante, as well as the ability to slow you, which is kind of double nerfs for the exact same type of, what do you call it?
I mean, I felt like we just saw kills level 8, level 9 from Cassante.
Yeah.
Most games. It didn't even matter whether the matchup was favorable for Cassante or not. He just had so much kill pressure at that kind of mid lane phase stage. And we haven't seen that at all from Cassante ever since the slow was removed from his Q.
Still a strong team fighter.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's hard to look past RJ's Rumble. And so far from what we're seeing from PSG, they're pretty good at utilizing the Rumble, utilizing the equalizers, as well as RJ's just good at playing Rumble in lane. So he often finds himself with such an advantage.
Yeah.
So it's really up to Eevee. I mean, Eevee's not going to have all that natural autonomy in his lane. But if he can try and like, farm himself up, in theory, he's a more impactful team fighting champion. But it's a lot harder to execute, right? Rumble
Yeah.
can find a lot of value out of just pressing down the equalizer in a good position, and you find a lot of value there. Whereas it's a very, very mechanically intensive champion in the Cassante when it comes to team fight execution.
Yeah.
Let's see what kind of work they can get done on top side. Double DMAT.
So into an Ahri at his area, it's hard to imagine him having
Double DMAT with a spellbook by Maple. Interesting.
Maybe a little bit.
maybe to take cleanse.
I think it is. I think it's still for cleanser around level 6 because he probably feels aware that the only setup truly that Frost can look for is the Annie.
Yeah.
And while yes, of course, there's an Alistar in your
I'm
team.
more surprised Alistar went Aftershock. I feel like you'd rather go Glacial.
But yeah, there's all that much damage. It's like 300, 400 damage until you can get instant 3 online. So
Yeah, this early game might be difficult for Forest just in general. Just because, like you said, it's pretty obvious that the only lane he can really.
So Lee Sin's either doing a 3 camp in the top.
To go down in the bot lane. Which depends on Betty. Woody is on a very mobile champion. And it's really just Alistar doing anything.
What is he actually gonna do?
sure. In the top lane matchup, there's probably not much at all.
Is he doing 3 camp in the top?
He can as obviously RDS do whatever he wants. Nice range there, but Marvel able to trade back a fairly reasonable amount of damage. In fact, again, winning the trade leads from south base overall help to slightly favor PSG.
Yeah, they do get completely pushed off the wave, so.
How did Maple lose half his HP? Huh? What? How did that happen? So he's hitting.
I think yes, you have to make pretty severe mistakes to go down in the
Gets hit by a Q. Gets hit by an auto. Gets hit probably by another Q. Yo, funny enough,
Probably not much to talk about. It's just going to be
he doesn't actually have to start. This is something I learned in the Ahri matchups. Like, you don't actually have to start W in every matchup. Because sometimes it's like hard to wiggle the W out. So at that point, like, going Q is perfectly fine because you're gonna hit him, you still damage. This is warded, he knows. Wow, he actually lost half his HP from that though. Can he, like, if he runs up, then the Xin Zhao follows him and it's a problem. Also, they know that the Lee Sin is either gonna gank top or base. And I actually have seen an uptick of, okay, you know, I should also have said, like, you know, just because, you know, he's doing 3 camps top, that means he's gonna attack. We've seen it in LCK finals, and we've also seen it in LPL finals. Occasionally, we'll see a jungler actually base and buy off his first base. It ends up being actually mostly fine with how it turns out, especially because he's against Xin Zhao, so maybe he just wants a little bit extra combat stats. But the thing is, like, it lands him on bot side, so he's gonna pad up and then do his top camps, and then maybe contest grubs without a secondary base. Okay. So they get a cheater recall bot, and this guy ended up not being able to get out of this situation, which really sucks. So he has to burn both pots, so Maple's lane is recovered thanks to... Oh god. Dude, that's rough. Oh man, that's rough. Okay, that's pretty... It's like not the end of the world, but it does mean you're never gonna stay... Like, you have to take... Like, once he clears his wave, he just has to base. Technically, Smolar shouldn't base, and they should do another fast push wave. Like, because his conditions are better. So yeah, okay. So Lee Sin did not. Lee Sin took his base after clearing his top camps, and it didn't really amount to much. I guess the main thing to say is, if you look how this pans out, like this guy takes his base and he's able to get, you know, just some additional 80, nothing really crazy. This guy bases, does nothing topside. They made no plays on top. This guy's just been pressured the whole time. And it looks like Zhongjia just did his 2 camps and he went straight in topside. Nothing crazy. Nothing surprising, nothing crazy. Maple had to use his R. Because he, what, walked into range? It was a good timing by Dasher. Okay, so Ari has Ignite. So on next, I mean, it doesn't have to be his next R, but they do need to actually like make a punish play on the Annie before her next R, because once she gets it again, she's gonna blow the wave up, and we're just going in a repeat cycle. I gotta say, the Vista guy kind of had a pretty good start so far. So they get Dragon, and they use this to get bot controlled into Dragon, but no plays on mid. And the Annie gets, again, you know, she just pops her R on mid and just enjoys life. But even then, like, they're the team that's getting... So even in this case, where Annie is, like, actually getting some, like, power over the other... Also, I don't know why the bear is there. Wait, did the bear die? Holy, we're trolling. Look at this. This bear has 1,000 HP. The bear should never die, by the way. You use the bear to clear the wave, and then he can move over and fight the Zen if they really wanted to with Smolder. But if they feel like it's not a worthy fight, then that's okay still too. But like the Annie definitely could have just moved over, because the Ahri without R, like once the Ahri used R here, like she has nothing. Like the Annie's actually stronger. So unfortunate. And then of course, as funny as it is, the Annie has... Wait, where's the Annie's flash? She used flash on this guy? She's never gonna kill him. Ah, I see. So Dasher overchased on Maple, popped R, and then had to flash away because Xin Zhao was there, naturally, as he's just like clearing shit. And then he's too afraid to walk up because he has R, and then so happens he gets hit by a fucking charm. Because he's contesting when he shouldn't, and they kill him, so they finally connect. So really, like, as you can tell, PSG's like main strength so far this game has just been the fact that Zhongjia went mid, and they knew he was mid, and Annie still lost most of her HP, and then the Rakan did die, by the way. Like, in that situation, the Rakan definitely did die, but it doesn't really matter because, like, it's still kind of even. And then naturally, Zhongjia is just like taking neutrals. Like they're just getting vision, they're taking neutrals, and Forest is like, what has Forest been doing? Like actually, what did Forest do? So Forest did 2 camps, tried to start Dragon, but his bot lane has no conditions, so it's like it is just stupid. He could have stunned his Gromp. And now it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna take the crap. Okay. And your bot laner is here. And you tell me this, why doesn't he pull? Because his Alistar has just is taking a long base. His Alistar's like trying to delay the wave. So okay, so if he's doing this, so he doesn't do Dragon because his bot lane's playing for wave. And then he goes topside, does camps, does his Raptors, and then comes back bot after the fact, which it wastes a ton of time. He could have been done with his 2 camps and would have to look top, so he did nothing for himself there. Then he loses his blue because now these guys are just set up naturally. His mid just dies on his own. Yeah, this has not been the best. So he gets six grubs, just like that. So at least they're starting to fight back, right? Like, now they're starting to force a little bit more. Use the timer because Junjia spent all of his time doing the grubs. We have Dragon coming up, and he has his first item. Junjia wants to get his first item, but it almost looks like he's giving up the Dragon. His bot lane's taking a late base. Lost the plate. Okay, this is a little sad, I want to be honest, because in this case, do they know where this guy is? Because he's going towards top side. And if they're doing any like thoughtfulness on like how these camps are going, they think, okay, maybe like he'll do his top camps. I mean, in theory, he could have just base and head towards bot anyways. And it's still a little bit of time before this pops up, but they should start hitting it and pulling. And then like Annie should just move, and then they would have had the Dragon pulled to the right. You have tons of vision. You have Annie Malignant. You have Evi's TP advantage. Evi has TP, and so Rumble's coming down to join this fight. And I mean, you could definitely take this fight. But they also like, okay, that's terrible. Wow, that was just such a terrible idea by Dasher. Are you kidding me? Okay, so look. One, they should have already had the Dragon pulled. Oops. Oh, this is yellow. Or black. Oop. So they should have the Dragon pulled this way already, hitting it. And then they can have Cassandra. They can have like a ward here maybe, or ward here maybe, or something, whatever. Cassandra can CP. Alistar can be on the flank, and Cassandra can also just TP here to be on top of them, right? Annie also can fish for a flank instead. It just depends on who you want it to be. But the set, look when this guy goes in. So TP is coming out now, right? So you have about 2 to 3 seconds still for the TP to finish. And it's like, if you're going in now, like, how is anyone, like, why is Lee Sin the one flanking? Lee Sin should be here. Annie can be here. Alistar could be here, but, like, not Lee Sin. So Lee Sin's, like, far away, gets hit by obvious charm. You're throwing all your abilities on the champion that has the invulnerability, so, like, he can kind of always get out of it. He actually just jumps straight in, and what was, I assume the Rakan goes, right? The Rakan just presses R straight up. Oh, and the Cassandra ease into it. The Cassandra ease into it, gets knocked up, knocked away. Lee Sin is like on his own, and they all die. And like, I guess I'll just do 3.5 times to the races because the game's over. Like, it's just that simple because they're up 2 dragons. They're up 6 grubs. They'll get Herald. And like, don't get me wrong, like Smolder definitely is the kind of champion to like turn such a certain situations, but boy, I mean the Ahri got so much help in Slingshot back, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the Lee Sin Annie was just like non-existent together. Vista did more work for them than the Lee.
If I can sneak a dragon, you feel a lot better about getting to the stats. Crash. It should always be fine here. Because that will you don't use it right before the dragon, but considering this on the outskirts up here in the top lane, you're all worried about the dragon contest at the moment.
Yeah, these things should just be PSGs. Of course, I think the good thing for Softbank is that they are going to have the stage stats.
No, I barely said anything until the next dragon. It's already the next dragon. I'm just trying to see, like, is anything different gonna happen? Like, they're overloading the top side, you know, this... They can't do... Like, they... Like, they have to go on next dragon, right? And the biggest issue we just saw there by them is that they overloaded their tempo, like they overextended their timing on the map. So that definitely hurts. As the other team is now already set up the pressure, so you're late to defend, and now they're already switching out of this this round, so they get tempo again. So you're playing defense on top side. They're playing now. You're late to bot side because you're playing defense on top side instead of offensively going on bot side and expecting them there. Granted, Baron's up, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm just saying, like, it does put them in a little awkward situation. It looks like this guy surprised him.
I don't know what he does differently, but engage onto Junjie again.
Junjie gets away from the stun and the tippers. Quickness, great entrance, everything coming through as Forrest tries to find his way in. Does manage to get the Dragon's Rage onto Woody, who flashes away. Double stun coming through there. Fantastic play from Dasher. Spirit Rush used from Maple. As Evie with the ghost popped. He's running quite quick.
Not bad. Honestly, not bad. So far, the Alistar has been pretty good in terms of like seeing like moments. The Alistar has been pretty good. But yeah, like that was really lucky for SHG. Like they don't have a lot of opportunities, and it seems like they don't register how to kind of aggressively defend. So yeah, like PSG's getting a lot of turns. So Smolar's about to hit the 220 stacks, 225 stacks, so he will have it for the fight. So he has it for the fight, which means you can technically win. I mean, you can always have a chance to win with Smolder.
PSG right now have the tools to deal with it and should not lose this fight.
Kasante's late,
All it takes is one mistake.
and he looks like Ari's gonna zone him, so he can't get in.
Capitalizing on mistakes as we see the Dragon now taken down to about 4,000.
Rumble has a thick ulti ready. He's gonna get Ard.
Junjie is standing in the way. It's gonna be
Woo,
taken
man,
out.
he actually could have stolen that.
Every single day of the week, Monday through Woody. He's slow, he's stunned up as Evie's trying to find his way in. Forrest, he's flashing away. Through comes the Spirit Rush and one kill, but he finds
Nice
it.
job, Evi.
Back though as Dasher gets one for himself. Pulverize used here onto Azir, but all of a sudden he's behind absolutely everyone here from SoftBank, and Evie's trying to do what he can, but that's not a whole
I mean,
of the week. About four.
you know, for one, if it's me, like, so the Kasante pushes this out, right? Once he pushes this, he never goes back topside. Like, yes, PSG can trade around these situations if they want to. It is what it is. You know, you're in a lose-lose situation, you know what I mean? It's a lose-lose situation. Like, if you go back top so this guy can't push top to get the turret, so be it, man. Like, just walk with your team, get control so you guys can hold this position. Like, if they can hold this, is their team actually that good at walking in? Rakan, Xin no Ari, not really. Not really. So, like, they would have to do a flank and fish you out. Which, I mean, yeah, they could do that. But it does make things harder for them. But the fact that Evi is not here really sucks. Because, like, this is where they want to hold. But then they give it up. Because naturally, it's like, well, we can't really contest midwave because, like, Kasante's not here. So now they're late. And then they get to pull the dragon to the left side, which is really bad. Like, they need to make sure they keep control on the right. Like this here, like they need, like Lee has to just stand on this dragon. It is what it is if you might get blown up, but you have to stand on the dragon because if they give up the dragon positioning, then they just get so much control. Rumble ulti comes out. It separates, I wonder. You know, in theory, he could walk this way, and he doesn't have flash, and he does. So I think he's actually always fine. I do think Dasher... Dasher has no flash. So Dasher's super useless. And if they know he has no flash and he lays it this way, and he figures this guy walked here, yeah, he's really useless. So this fight is, like, already done. This fight's already done. So if Cassante wants to TP here, he would fix all the situations. I think I think this is just awkward because there's no Cassante. Because Cassante would be marking this guy, so Annie doesn't have to actually like has to like ruin her positioning to mark. But that's not the case. So yeah, you can't get it. He tosses the R. What did the Annie use her shit on? Did she miss her W? Oh. Man, dude, never. I think it's fine for her to pivot around a couple times. And if he full commits, then you just press R and like blow your shit, and that's it. Like you literally zoned the rumble. That's all you can do. But he literally just like lost his stun, and then what does Annie do next? Is he gonna press R? Okay, so he presses R on the Zeri, but honestly, I probably would have already pressed R on the Ari. Just so like to have some presence. Marble. I don't know why this guy's running away, by the way. Like, just run at, so like this is like, oh, I will get frustrated watching players who have the opportunity to like actually win out a fight. And of course, Vista, helmet, was him kicking out this guy good? Yeah, it was. These guys were getting cooked. That's it. I mean, shit. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Based on this game, like the side MVP for sure is this guy. Like, this guy actually played pretty well. And then next would be... Is it actually Woody? In terms of just like straight play, it actually just might be Junji, honestly. Like, I wasn't like particularly impressed with anything anyone did. He kind of did like a standard high tempo clear with control, and they won. Like, that was literally it. We don't need to see the rest of game one. So in this game, we have a Karma first pick, which is wild. I've not seen that in a hot minute. And then they took Smolder with a Xin Zhao. These guys took Talia, Vi. Okay. Okay. I mean, you have Vi into Smolder. Not bad. Granted, Smolder is a little bit like Zeri that can kind of get away. So what are they going to take in response? Are they just going to take Zeri? Jinx? TF. Got it. So Zyra Khan's not half bad. They play Draven, it's pretty sick. But they might just ban Jinx and Zeri. Probably won't ban Jinx, actually. I don't think it was picked that much on 14.5. So they basically switched. Okay, so we have a Camille with Ziggs, which, I mean, Ziggs does do decent damage. It's just like doesn't make the most sense support pick wise, but we'll see. We have a really good top side out of SHG, like super good top side. So like if they're gonna do anything this game, like it's definitely through that. And then you have an AFK bot lane. So overall, that's pretty good. I mean, honestly, well, actually it's not AFK because you have Camille, but assuming it remains semi-AFK, then the Camille can actually impact mid. It just so happens that it's like one of the worst mid champs to impact, because Karma will always hold her mantra W. So like the chance of you getting a good playoff is probably not too high. Also, the fact that he... that's rough.
And you argue this would be every time, but it doesn't matter. Like, one as a solo is not being sex. Yeah, regardless. Yeah, I was thinking your win condition with the rest of them before the Smolder problem. Yeah, rather than necessarily shutting down the Smolder. You probably should be getting a tower plates, and maybe with Down, just get a tower. Instead of talking, the last 1,000 health bonus, bonus, everything from the tower, you can just execute it. We actually two Smolders go for the deep lane start. I think you rank the lowest against the 6. You are just fighting for wave here in this matchup. W is going to get healing.
In theory, the TF should farm the Rek'Sai. Like, the Rek'Sai really does not have a lot going for it into TF.
Yeah, just so much better for trades than the queue. You're never expecting to get multiple queues. Yeah, it's just so much better.
I do find it a little comical, by the way, that once this guy does this, like, Betty should be like, okay, I get why Betty's not hitting, but Betty should be hitting because Vi, you know, she's not on Raptors. Yeah, she could do Red Krugs Raptors, which would be a surprise. But if you just take it on hand and just think, you know what, maybe this is fine, because if the Camille has no flash, she's never killing a spot, by the way. Like the Smolder will never die. And then you have Rakan, who is very, like, elusive, so why not actually create a push so you can get control? I mean, they literally don't do that. And lo and behold, like, yeah, they get level 2, but
We have seen a few small.
I mean, the only reason why Camille's not level 2 is just because of, you know, she ganked mid. So the reality is you didn't really get a strong foothold over them in bot lane. And then
started Q before seeing Vista. Because I feel like in isolated 2v2, you probably need to start W. But if you saw Vista go mid, you can start Q because it does not have pressure on you. And so you can do exactly what happened last.
spot him, which is good.
Yeah, I think everyone's maxing Q these days.
Yeah, there's no 3 points.
Everyone's maxing Q these days.
You always max it.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck happened. I mean, like, they're half HP, which is just like, okay. And it seems like this Vista guy is, like, do I know who this is? Oh, this makes so much more sense. Right. Dude, right. Right. Dude, it's been so long. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about this guy. Huh. Well, this makes a lot of sense. I completely forgot. Because, you know, I always think of Vista, who is also like a Korean mid laner. Man, I completely forgot about this guy. This makes so much sense on why he just looks so much better than a lot of the players I'm looking at in this game. This makes way more sense.
Yeah, Evie's got gold.
No way this is ever his, unless he has smite, and he does, and Forrest does.
Really good W.
Very good shot, but even better, unbarrel as
He's dead.
finds a double knock-up. Junjie trying to trade aggressively. Nice.
No fucking way. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. So they lose this 3v3, huh? They have TF push. He has no Q for this engage. And then Dasher just, like, Dasher should be here, by the way. If Dasher is here, this is fine, because he can always stop this pretty easily. But he kind of leaves a space, so then that gives him a little bit of an opening. Mantra Q. Yeah, Mantra Q. He actually should hold his Mantra Q, by the way. If he throws it here, holy shit, is Force even more fucked, and they're actually more fucked. Woo! Well, then Junjie actually played it so well afterwards. He played it so well afterwards. Okay, so this is going south pretty quick at this point. Like, he's on the drag. He pulls his mid over, and then naturally Junjie is like, okay, fine, you can have it, whatever, you know. Take the dragon. You know, we're both scaling teams anyways, so it's like not the biggest deal. Take some XP for himself. The Camille is here, and so like keep in mind, it is great that the Camille registers that like, oh, like we need to be here to defend this, by the way. And so like forces, he just does not do fucking damage, and then this guy just gets caught out because he's trying to answer with them. But the reality is like, so he's moving in, and like the Vi has no Q, and so now this guy has no flash too. By the way, it's just like, oh, I'm dead. It's extremely funny. Extremely funny. Boy, man, dude, the fucking SHG support though, Vista. I think it's not Vista, Vista. Vista is just he really is just looks so much better than the rest of the cast. It's too fucking funny, man. I mean, like it's very expected, but it's just very funny. Like look at his reads. He's not going bot. He's not going for bot control. There's no dragon or anything. He's going topside just to fish because he's like, oh, this guy's wave is not in a good position. Now he's like, okay, don't worry, I'm here, not doing anything crazy. And he's like, oh, might be another top play. Like, okay, I'm here to respond. Bot lane's just like doing their thing. Yeah, in this case, like he can't go exactly the way he wants to go. But he is present, so, and I gotta say, Woody is actually doing a decent job of answering a bit too. But at the end of the day, like that 3v3, them winning the 3v3 is just, especially because if you notice, Karma got her Malignance early. It's just over. Like in mid lane, it just feels so over unless you kill the Karma, because like having that up, like especially in this patch, I'm pretty sure this is the patch where it's like Omega OP. Like can't really do much. This here, you know, like they should never fight here, right? Like if you look where Talia is, like she's like just pushed in now. So if you force a fight, I mean, I guess Ziggs can move up and then Talia can R down, and this is like why you force the fight. I just need to see what the Ziggs does. The Ziggs doesn't hump. Oh, the Ziggs needs to go now. If the Ziggs goes up now, these guys probably never fight into this, like ever. No Vyar.
What I said, this probably is just PSG favored as Junji's.
I mean, already the Ziggs should be coming out. Like it should be landing, and when these guys both get stunned, there should be a big boom, and he'll be clipped to like this, and he'll lose like this. This looks substantially better with Talia coming. This is actually not a bad fight. Okay, so it's a good fight because I didn't see where the Ziggs positioning was, but he has R. So this should never be like, he shouldn't have to flash. They're just not like playing together. Like they're just not. Oh, dude, that's fucking rich.
Yeah, now cease and desist will be available for Forest, so he's gonna go. He's gonna use it onto Junji.
Dude, that's so unlucky. So he doesn't have he doesn't have Zinr. So this comes up. So tell me this. He's dead. He is dead. Why would you fucking Talia combo? Oh my god. Or like they're just not in sync. Because if they're gonna Talia combo like normal, he should be dead. But the Ziggs didn't hit. Oh my god. Oh my god. The depression's settling in. The depression is settling in. And where's Evi? Dude. Dude, if you're fucking TF and you're O2, you're always moving down for this, by the way. Like, I'm literally walking. I don't give a shit if the Rek'Sai's gonna hit top. I'm walking just in case. Because if this guy comes in, he can still help and clean this up. But now that Rek'Sai is the one who's actually, like, helping his team and benefiting, and then Evi is just doing whatever he's doing, so it's like, okay.
Slither HP. By Marvel here as well. Oh man. 8-0.
Just a bit of the last, I mean, 8-0 really has the smaller. Yeah. 4K gold, you've picked yourself up once again, 6 weight grabs. So far, 2 games is something you want to give, which is their first dragon. But PSG very comfortably here now, down to 4-0. On the counter, Legends, focus very close. I mean, even more over just lane matchup that I think maybe this is being undecided on what is strong up top. I would put the side, specifically in that matchup. But
Yeah. I feel like it's not 0 games on this fake, but
yeah, he's still just giving both sides of that matchup. So it could just still be played. It's very hard to know. He's going to flash goes. He's going to see 1 and he's playing around this. He's hitting the right now. He's far now. Well, finds the trade for himself. He's forcing to now. The 4-0. Exodia is making on the counter, has arrived. Rescue lands, we get that kill, and they will still play aggressively with the trying to
It's rough. I mean, it's rough. There's just such a huge difference.
Could just still be player. It's very hard to know if he's going to flash Ghost. He's got the Destiny pops. He sees everyone. And he is Kai.
Like, you know what's funny? You don't even think the draft that SHG did is bad. Like, you know, I'm not like the most fond of the Camille pick, but the guy actually was literally like overperforming as Camille in this game. It's just like his teammates don't know how to follow up correctly. And generally, Dasher and Evi, not great. Really not great. Forest, not that great. So, I mean, it's just a topside diff. That's all it is. It's a topside diff. And my Marble's not good enough. Like, if Marble was better, this balling would be a problem. Like, for this PCS or PSG, they would be a problem for PSG. So, right now, like, if I'm trying to imagine them versus FlyQuest, I think my guess would be... I mean, I was already going to say 2-0 FlyQuest, because to me, it's like Blippo versus Ozzy, and I don't think Ozzy has shown anything that tells me that he's just going to be some god that's going to beat Blippo. Junjia is good. That's 100%, but unfortunately, the person FlyQuest has, Inspired, is actually very good. So, that's like, your main advantage is your jungler. And that so happens to be Fly's main advantage. Like, so, and even though I know this guy's good, Inspired is very good too, and he keeps things like calm and collected. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it shapes up differently as the games go by. Woo-wee! Nice. They're too fucking weak, but I actually like what they did. So, if you're SHG, like, the game's not going the best, right? You know, you're just like creating a fight for creating a fight. You alternate off the Rakan, which is correct. Like, he could go on Rakan, but that's not what's important. So, Force is doing the right thing to go on the Karma. And then we got the... I mean, he's just doing a blue card just to get damage off, and you kill him, you get a fat shutdown. And unfortunately, like, you know, if I look at the Ziggs W, like, what's the Ziggs W? Not the best Ziggs W, but it is what it is. And then you end up dying anyways. Like, again, it is what it is, but... I don't mind the idea. And it seems like Vista was the one who was trying to, like, start this up or lead it.
Yeah, Force not advantage is decent, but I need to be worried about his Xin Zhao. And this might be worth banning. I really look unstoppable. I think he's on this game. Unless yeah, honestly, I don't still in this game with that 3-man knock on right. Yeah, everyone's going to have to land now. They'll he's going to go down. He pushes away. He gets out. I mean, this is an unkillable champion, but no, this is unkillable. All the shield he tries to run, he doesn't survive. Somehow, look at comes through. Force is going to see that. I think he's from something.
You know what? I actually don't mind how they're doing it. I really don't. Like I said, I'm not as going in depth on this like review as I have done in other games. But I do like, again, you know, they had clear control of top and mid. So, of course, the person they're targeting is probably one of the worst champions to target. But it's just like, go for it, man. Like, you got nothing to lose. The game's gonna end anyways on your side, so... Like, you just gotta try what you can try, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Right? Like, that's all there is.
Yeah, that looked ridiculous, especially once the Guardian shield came through from me. To save Josh, right? Speculatively, like nothing happened. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Right? How all matches resemble.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Probably not worth checking any more of that. Let's go into game 3. You know, let's see what happens. Xin Zhao ban. Okay, so they're banning the Xin this time. It's got its Xin 2 times. Killed it. Then they're taking Ahri away because they think this is also a problem. Okay. Lucian is up. Varus, Callista, Karma, Nautilus. Vi is taken away, and so they're taking the same mesh that they did before, that, like, you know, SHG did, and I do think that was a really good, like, set. I think the Lee Sin did absolutely nothing, and I don't have no trust in their mid jungle doing, like, good stuff together, and we bring the Rumble back. So now he gets Rumble again, and, okay, I have no idea why they banned Rek'Sai, because Rumble is literally a counter to Rek'Sai, so that was really whatever. TF is a good ban. TF is definitely a good ban. Even if his TF is bad, it's still a good ban. Caitlyn. This guy plays Caitlyn? I feel like you would never pick Caitlyn, though, if you're playing Rumble top. Okay, Maokai is absolutely useless. Oh, shit. What do you pick with Zeri with here? I think you just take, like, Lulu. I think you just roll Lulu and you win the game. Just think about it. You have Maokai support. Now, I think, again, I don't remember if Maokai had nerfs in this situation. If you do take Lulu, okay, there's only one thing about Lulu I will say that's not the best, is that if you do take Lulu, yeah, you can win lane harder, but you do run the risk of not having anyone that can actually correctly tank Maokai R. So Rel, so if you're gonna do anything, like, Rel is good. Rel is good, especially in a Maokai, because if he Ws and UW, it makes Maokai follow, get knocked up, really good. So Rel is very good. They also, Alistar is good. Alistar, not Braum this game. You could, but, like, it's not, it's like whatever. These two champs, very good here. I don't know if, I don't think there's anything else I can really think of. You'd never pick Leo. I think it's these two. You can play Thresh if you want to, but Thresh would just die to Mawar, so I'm gonna stick with these two. If they choose one of these two meshes, one of these two picks, I think they're chilly. Yeah. Okay, I like right side comp way more. Way more. Because even if they don't go, like, keep in mind, even if they don't, like, go into bot lane, PSG is just gonna have full control of the map because of the champs they have. They're just gonna have pushes, and they just, like, Junji is just gonna do what he's doing, which is just, like, full takeover. Man, I'm actually speedrunning this shit. I won't lie. Like I said, I'm gonna miss some things from doing it this way, especially when it comes to mid-late with how they're playing the lanes, but it's such a slaughter in early game that it doesn't really feel like you can gain as much from it. So Force is pathing up into the Rumble, and Junjia naturally is pathing up to where he can get Crab. Now here's the thing. Oh, we're doing an early play? So this is a problem. So the biggest problem with this, so I like the idea that they're doing, right? Now this guy's not level 3 yet. So he's missing some damage. Ooh. Ooh, that was actually really well timed. Ooh, I wonder if he knew his W was gonna do that. Because if his W all goes to Maple, he doesn't hit level 3, and this is just absolutely a worthless play. So he gets it. Oh, man. He needs to hold Charm. Dude, he needs to hold Charm. Oh, fuck. I mean, this actually could work. And if they kill him and he has to TP back, yes, Forrest is still going to get pressured, which is going to suck. But at least you got the kill mid. Now you don't get the kill. Now this guy's going to come into your face and steal all your shit because they have Rumble top. And this is the risk that you run when you don't draft priority lanes. Your jungler can't do anything. I don't even blame Forrest. in the end of the day, I don't even blame Forrest. Like, ooh. A? Like, I don't blame him because it's like, what do you do? And then also, what is my top laner doing? The Rumble's back, and it looks like Evi is just pushing the lane in front of this guy for fun, and he just dies. Like, okay. And then their bot lane just rolls up. They're like, oh, well, look, we knew you were gonna contest this, you know? We also have slight mid push. Can the Ahri get mid push? She came back from her TP. She just moved slightly. Why is Tilia able to move before her? Did she not use her spells on the wave? Well, whatever the case is, it looks like she didn't use her spells on the wave. And so now he gets caught, and then Vista is trying to help him, but it doesn't matter. And there you guys dead. And now the game's already like looking bad. Like really bad. Oh my god. You know, oof. Ooh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is just a weird finals. I feel like I need to watch a little bit more at PSG. Because they're just getting such good lane matchups. Except for... actually, the last game, the topside matchups were not the best. But this game, like... yeah, I mean, it's just like, what the hell do? You have Maokai Smolder. Like, ultra scaling, can't do anything. The way you play is your mid, and you got this guy's flash, but you couldn't capitalize on a second moment because Junjia gets to punish you on the return from it. I mean, god damn.
I think Ghost will be a good lane. I think the strength Ghost has lane is on these team champions. Yeah, so you can Ghost into teams, just dip and dive, and between Q cooldowns, all these Q tools, 3 and yeah, and the fact that he doesn't have plans, fully think he's going to be safe in these team fights. The threats on the games are not flexible, the outside divide. Yeah, so no point in taking this game, but yeah, I know he's going to be an easy team fight to navigate for Marble. He's a very good small player though. Yeah, his position has just been ridiculous. Yeah, we've seen him really make a handful of mistakes. He's even actually a couple of mistakes in terms of the yeah, 21 games in 2 weeks. Yeah, he is just making small in time. He's started a lot of games on smaller. Now maybe he's up again, right? This is actually
oh, guys.
Actually, maybe I'll be realizing that he's the weak side is okay with just getting out of the position now. Yeah, this is top side, but still. I can't see why he's yeah, if he can brush off that death and stay even in this game, is a very good Distante game. So he is always going to be hard for. Fly can never ult Distante.
Vista's rolling up. Nothing's open. Woody's in the house. It's just, they just can't do anything. It's just suffocating, man. For SSG, it's just so suffocating. Like, what do you do? Like, they decide to contest this in the end. But it's like... it's just... it just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. Like, once Ahri's dead, this play is dead. Like, Maple has R, he can always join. Unless Smolder is gonna be here. Like, in theory, Smolder could be around where Wolves are, and maybe that's why you do it. But it's like, okay, so we're going on the Rumble. We're trying to get the one grub? Like, like these guys lost their minds. Literally, these guys lost their minds. So Maple becomes a play again. Where's this guy's charm going? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's such depressing shit. So keep in mind, Maple has no flash, and he's against the wall. You eat the stun, and you charm. You can also flash charm, by the way. This guy's dead. Like, he's actually 100% dead to any normal mid laner. And yet, we just were, like, afraid of the walls. Or afraid of, like, this shit. So then this guy just goes in, because he's like, come on, man. Like, come on. So now you have to commit 2 flashes to a play that never should require 2 flashes, maybe 1 flash. And that's it. And then the outcome is your jungler died, and so you lose your red. So he loses more camps. It's a complete jungle kingdom. What do you do? How do you fight? I mean, they just lose every single fight, man. We don't have Smolder. We have our weak Ahri. We have... Well, Ahri has Malignance. Okay, so we have some reasonable items. They have also some pretty good fucking items. Alistar is wicked strong. They have full vision control over us. The Alistar is holding this choke point. We buy some time. So Kasante's gonna run right in. Alistar should pop R already. If I was him, I've already popped R and I already would have been reinitiating. So Woody botches this. Like this, once he gets hit by this, he should pop R and he should already be moving in and contesting these guys. This guy's not gonna do anything. And then this way, like, you know, he can deal with him, and then these guys, like, if this goes well, they can technically initiate on this guy, and it is what it is. Like, if Rumble ulti also comes down here, like, if he breaks his R, and Rumble ulti comes down here, and these guys get knocked up, holy shit, just fucking cut it. Like, it's already over. But, like, they let it play out, which is bad. Ahri misses Charm. Oh, man, like, just save your Charm. Save your E. Like, this is a very clear, like, oh, this guy is, like, doesn't really, like, where's the coordination? And Junjia's like, okay, so my Alistar's not doing anything. I have to wait for Mauar to finish. At this point, like, he should probably just press R on Forest. Like, you should just press R on Forest. But he kind of waits. So it actually turns out kind of bad for him. And Maple does nothing here. Like, the fact this turned out as well as it did is a miracle for PSG. Like, against a better team, they actually would have had a really rough time. Oh, God. We're gonna let it play through. I'm gonna let it play through, but oh, God. It's just a nightmare. And honestly, for Vista, this guy shouldn't be on this pick. Like, he's actually such a good map read and playmaker that him being on Maokai is a disservice to his entire team. Like, I don't know how good Marvel is. He doesn't seem particularly that great, at least reading the map. So, like, the only upside of SHG is that they do recognize, like I said, and this was happening in the other game, they do recognize that when the game is, like, really aloft, just pretty unwinnable, just start making fucking plays, man. Like, it doesn't matter, just start making plays. Your hopes of like turtling and, like, successfully defending is gonna be really limited, because no matter what, you're always gonna be put in a position where you have to make 2 decisions, you know? There's gonna be a decision tree, and it's gonna, like, A, B, and no matter what, most of these decisions are gonna be an L. Like, oh, we're gonna, like, overload, like, 4 people and attack B. Oh, but then they get 2-1 lane control, and then we lose, like, they get more gold. Oh, well, like, like, it is what it is, you know? Like, oh, you know, we're gonna go ahead and do, you know, take their top camps, no one's open top, and then they get a dragon. Like, this blows, but it is what it is. And the only reasoning why you would do like side trades versus fighting into them is your belief that you outscale. Now, is that true? Not really. Like, it's just the smolder. So, like, if you believe smolder makes up for everything, then this is fine to do just because the game state is so fucked. But if you think the smolder's not going to make that big of a difference, then you probably would just fight. Even though he doesn't have 225 stacks, which again, smolder's like pretty useless until then. Or at least, like, he's not super useless, but like, he's definitely not as OP. Smolder. Oh well.
Even on the patch, the Trailblazer, which is going to be 60 item, was nerfed, so that's cost a little bit more. Overbearing available and such a massive gold lead with 23 minutes in, not even 23 minutes in. As Banana is almost certain to go down here. I'm not sure how SoftBank defended that's going to have to take some incredible plays. Evie has so much experience, the abilities, the capabilities of SoftBank, the perseverance even to come through from this team, to get to this point. They have to show the ultimate amount of skill and discipline to be able to defend this, because at least the falling in will be going down. And will be follow, there's no defense for it. Most surprise ways, so maybe it's only one in him.
So I will say for PSG side, you know, they have a lead, and thankfully, with them having a lead, they are not wasting a lot of time. They're kind of just rolling through and just saying, okay, we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna beat your ass here, 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 here. You know, like, we can kind of just force wherever we want because you're so weak. Like, if you want to fight into us, so be it. But, I mean, like, we really don't care. Like, even here, I'll admit, this was, like, definitely the kind of idea that, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take whatever the fucking fight I want because who cares? And this is Junjia just being a little too cute. Which, you know, that kind of pick, by the way, you know, that kind of pick's really dangerous because it hampers your ability to end the game, like actually push out the waves. So it's gonna give them a solid minute of just farming. It does bring the smolder a little bit closer, and oh, that's not fucking real. Oh no. Oh no! Smolder picked up 2 shutdowns. That's not good. That's really not good. Oh, these guys are getting a little happy now. I mean, there's Ocean Soul, which is like a big problem, but again, it's pretty nice that Smolder got a bunch of kills. So specifically shutdowns. Just don't overextend. Make them into you and fight. Good positioning by Smolder. No! Sante, what are you doing? The fuck's... Okay, that's fine. Oh. No! No! So look, Lee Sin... Lee Sin is getting caught with his pants down, which is really bad. And obviously it'd be ideal if like that was not happening. But these guys go in initially, and you know, we should definitely throw a sapling in the bush. And I'm okay. Oh man. And I think this is smart by Cassante. So Cassante could run into them now. Like, do a more forward position. Because there's not a lot of CC that's going to happen. Of course, Alistar can pop R. Which he does now. And... Wait, what the fuck? Dude, am I an idiot? Just press R. Press R or Q. Knock the Maokai back. The guy's dead. It's never winnable for them. Literally, the situation is never winnable for SHG. Woody's weird. Woody has a weird Alistar. Because... I don't know, maybe Evi can't really do anything in the end. Like, maybe he really can't. But... this was suspiciously... Ooh, nice job, Azzy. Damn. But this was suspiciously close to being an issue, actually. Because if Alistar dies... I don't know. But yeah, so these guys won. It was a joke finals, honestly. Like... I guess the MVP is Zhanjia, I guess, for the way he played overall. But he had winning lanes, you know, like he literally had winning lanes throughout the entire time. So like it made it really easy. Like their entire game plan, PSG's entire game plan was pushing lanes. So he had pushing lanes. He just played a high tempo game. So high tempo camp game. Besides the mid gank in the first game, off 3 camps, which he was shown, and still the guy lost his flash. And then any skirmish, they just like won. Like every skirmish, they won. It was not even like I don't know. The other team was just bad at doing skirmishing and team fighting. And then once they were off to the races, it was just like simple like control and push, and that's it. Like that was the series. The entire series was these 4 things. There was nothing complicated about it. It was really easy. And I guarantee they play against these major region teams. This is gonna be way harder. Way harder. Because one, they're not gonna get this. This is just not gonna happen. They're not gonna have 3 pushing lanes like this. High tempo camps, you know, this will work to a degree because, you know, if your laners are not doing as well as they did, because like for me, Maple was kind of like he was kind of losing the Dasher. So now imagine him playing against the better competition. Like it's not like Jensen's gonna do anything crazy versus Maple, but Jensen's not gonna lose shit, and he's just gonna like be strong. And then their bot lane, you know, like Woody's like kind of like, for me, Woody's like a little bit like a question mark too. And if that's gonna be an issue versus FlyQuest, because if their duo lane is actually on top of things, big. Now, of course, you know, if they do drop the plan to attack bot lane, that also would be really nice. And it's not like I don't think Bwipo is just gonna have like Omega like stomp games against Ozzy, but I also don't think Ozzy is gonna have any stomp games whatsoever against Bwipo. So the skirmishing, that's not something they're guaranteed to get to just auto win. Like there'll be cases where they definitely will win, but like this is only because they had leads. So if this is gone, then this becomes a lot harder. So I don't know. To me, it seems like FlyQuest will 2-0 because again, I think your best player Zhanjia is gonna run into issues with Inspired because he's not a free win. Not gonna get a free win with topside. Your mid lane is just gonna be the exact same as Jensen. We're just both NPCs who will move for our jungler when necessary, and I guess that will happen. And your bot lane is just kind of like a worse version of FlyQuest's bot lane. So then granted, now keep in mind that FlyQuest's bot lane always played aggro, and I do think LCS fighting, LCS fights, PCS fights. Like, at least based on this, for me, I'm like, 100% LCS fights are way better than this. Way better. So, we'll see, guys. But, like, based on my thing, I'm predicting it's a 2-0 for Fly, honestly, based on just this Grand Finals. Maybe I'll watch a little bit more on the side just to see, but this is kind of like what I'm envisioning. And, of course, naturally, you know, it'll probably be like a 2-0 for T1 because, I mean, like, it's Estral, like, even though they have goats of LLA, it's just, they're just not coordinated enough. They just don't play fights well enough. It's not crisp enough. It's just not possible. So, that was my Grand Finals review of PSG versus SHG. Maybe I'll watch a little bit more, like I said, but thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe.